Welcome. This installment is going to be a bare minimum basic conversation for those of you who are right at the beginning, haven't figured out yet how to make music, what you want to do with music, you're still just curious about it. I'm going to be talking about MIDI controllers. What is a MIDI controller? A MIDI controller is basically a keyboard, a drum machine, a sampler, something like that that has physical buttons that you can click on and it controls the software, some shape, form, or fashion. I'm going to show you first how to set it up, and we'll go from there. So first we're going to talk about two different types of MIDI controllers, the main two types of MIDI controllers that people use most commonly. We're going to talk about what you need and then how to set them up. So first let's talk about types of controllers. Obviously the most commonly used MIDI controller in a home studio would be a keyboard. It's the most versatile. You can use it to play any instrument sound that's inside your software. You can use it for drums, piano, guitar, like whatever instrument that you want to use today, you can use a keyboard to control it. So keyboards like this not only allow you to use the keys, the playing keys, to play the software instruments, but they also have faders and knobs that can control other things in your software. That is a whole different lesson or a whole different conversation to be able to set that up. That's called MIDI mapping. A lot more difficult unless you have software that comes with your MIDI controller that sets it up for you. Some keyboards or drum machines or samplers come with their own software, and that software automatically MIDI maps your controller. You know, it's very time consuming to MIDI map all of these different parameters. I usually basically use it for the keys here. This particular MIDI controller also has XLR inputs, so I can also use it as a microphone interface. So when you need to get your microphone sounds into the computer, my microphone actually can plug into this keyboard, and if you see right here, it actually has phantom power on it. Next we're on to a pad controller. Some people call it a drum machine, some call it a sampler. This is another type of MIDI controller. This one is the MPC Renaissance. It was released by Akai, their legendary MPC line of groove boxes and drum machines and samplers. This one is basically just a MIDI controller. It does not run without computer software. I have a different video that covers the setup of this. This one actually comes with its own software. It comes with MPC software, in which once you run the software through your computer, you set up all the drivers, you plug this in, and everything is automatically MIDI mapped. All of these knobs and faders and pads are all assigned, and the only thing that you would need to do is assign different sounds to these different pads in the customized order that you want. Now back to this particular keyboard. This keyboard also has its own onboard sound, so it's not just a MIDI controller, it's not just an empty module that has circuitry in it that can only control the software in the computer. It also is a standalone keyboard that you can use to, you know, do a live show if you wanted to. So this keyboard happens to have both a power cord as well as the MIDI cord to get it to control the software in the computer. If you were using this only as a MIDI controller, you actually don't need to plug it into a wall. You can plug it in with one cord, just a USB cord from your computer to the back of this controller, and all of these options actually still work, as well as the onboard sounds and the phantom power to power your microphone. The setup on this controller is literally as simple as plugging your USB cord into the back of it, then plugging the other end of that USB cord into the back of your computer. The second I plug it in, we have power. As soon as I plug it in, the computer actually reacts as well. It's now saying initializing core audio. And it's that easy. Sometimes if you're setting up a MIDI controller for the first time, a message will pop up in your software asking, do you want to use, you know, Novation X-Station MIDI controller? You simply say yes, and you're set up. Other MIDI controllers, such as this MPC Renaissance, comes with its own software. You'll need to go through that setup process before it will work the way that it's meant to work. I can just plug this into Logic or GarageBand or Fruity Loops or whatever software that you're using, and it actually will control things, but not the way that it's supposed to. A lot of these adjustment knobs and things will work just like these pads will. They're just trigger sounds. So you will want to install the software that comes with that so it works appropriately. This keyboard doesn't come with any software. Sometimes they come with drivers, and you can simply find the drivers by going online, Googling Novation X-Station driver. Boom, website usually has the driver right there for you. You click on it, you download it, and as soon as it's done, you're set to go. If you don't already own a MIDI controller, don't be intimidated to buy one. Super easy setup, easy to use, makes the experience of production and music creation a million times better if you have a keyboard that you can use to create it instead of trying to place the notes on there or using the computer typing keyboard to do it. Look, I don't suggest it, but like I said, you can use your typing keyboard from your computer as a controller to control the sounds in your software. I'll show you how to do that in a separate video. Again, I don't suggest it. That is basically for someone who is just starting out, doesn't want to invest money in equipment. Let's say you happen to already own a MacBook for school or something like that. Obviously GarageBand comes on every Mac for free. So you have the software there, you want to try it out. That's a way for you to try it out using the keyboard to see if production's a thing for you. Anyways, we are done here. I am about to get to making some music now that my keyboard's set up, you know. I can go make some masterpieces. Peace out, live well, see you soon.